Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Overwatch Watchers Brawl. I will be the play-by-play commentator for today. My name is Aries, and of course over on the United States of America, coming and casting with your color commentating, we have of course Shy Guy. How are you doing today? Well, it seems like Shy Guy is doing pretty well by the sound of it. We of course have Citizens and the SK Rakunyans coming in, facing each other off. And the last time I commentated the SK Rakunyans, they went 0-3 in the grand finals, I believe it was. And they did it pretty well in that tournament. And I have not actually gotten the chance to see the Citizens play yet, but I'm expecting some high standards of them. Of course, we expect all the teams to have really good play coming out here of the Overwatch Watchers Brawl over here in the tournament of May. And it's going to be exciting to see how these teams play out.
Yeah, we definitely have high expectations for both of these teams. You know, I for one have not gotten the opportunity to see either of them play just yet, but they both came through the first round of the tournament with 3-0 victories, pretty clean, easy sweeps for both of them. So now we're kind of getting into the nitty gritty. Now is when we start seeing a few kind of closer matchups as our teams, you know, progress through the rest of the tournament. So I am definitely excited to see what we have in store between these two teams. Of course, we are starting things off on Lijiang Tower. That's where we're gonna get everything going here this evening. So a lot of opportunity for teams, the two teams, to just kind of feel each other out right now and see, you know, what they're up against.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have plenty of film to go over with the SK Rakunyans, of course, being in the tournament a good bit. And for the Rakunyans, I don't think they have much film on the Citizens to go off of. But it's going to be interesting to see how Citizens do play against the Rakunyans, as SK does have a really good communication-based team and really good coordinated dives and retracts. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Citizens are going to be able to pull away from that and able to play against it, and see if their communication is going to be as good, if not better, than SK's. And like I said, starting on Lijiang Tower, it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams play out. SK Rakunyans, as I remember, were actually very good on Lijiang, but that can change against different teams and their play styles. And what compositions do you think can be played on this particular map?
Well, I think, like a lot of the control maps that we've got in Overwatch, I think Lijiang allows teams to kind of play to their strengths and to show us at the very beginning how they want to set the tone for the rest of the series. Because this is a map where if you want to, if you're a team that has been, you know, drilling the 3-3 for months and months and months, you can stick to something like that. But if you are, you know, eager and, you know, ready for changes to come through, if you want to play some of those DPS heroes, that too is an option. So it really just allows teams to play to their strengths, to go back to kind of comfort picks and show us, you know, how they want this series to shake out.
Yeah, of course, playing to their strengths. That is one thing really good about Lijiang Tower. And of course, we're going to be out here on the night market first to go on to this series, and it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams are going to be playing it out. And with 5 seconds left until the heroes are going to be chosen, what are your thoughts on these compositions that we're seeing right now?
We'll wait a few seconds to see if everything, you know, how this is actually going to set out. You know, on the side of Citizens, I don't think what they're running at the moment is very likely. The 2-2-2 in this fashion has kind of fallen out of favor, so I fully expect them to be going over to 3-3 in just a moment. But on the other side, kind of like we talked about, a triple DPS setup for the side of the Rakunyans. They really want to kind of open things up and change the dynamic a little bit, you know, blink away at range with these fire rockets and the Widowmaker.
Yeah, and of course, and they're going to be taking some heavy fire rate.
Yeah, and they just, you know, dip on back to spawn. They see what they are up against. They want to add a Moira into the mix, a little bit more healing to weather the storm from the Pharah on the other side.
Yeah, and of course, you're And the point is going to be activated at this point. We're going to get finally our first fight onto this point. So of course, there's going to be that pharmacy on the side of SK Rakunyans. Yeah, I can go out, of course, with Rakuna on that far. He's been doing very well, as I've seen. And there's going to be trades coming out here from both sides. Two supports are going to be going down here, one on each side. And there's also that Widowmaker going to be going down, who is being played by Vintage. Now Reinhardt's going to be credited with that kill. And Purple's also going to be able to get Jack with that Hammond. And the Citizens are looking very good right now. Of course, up to 15% on their point.
Yeah, and just some strange positioning choices there coming out from the Rakunyans. First, it was Milo who was dipping into the point, got caught out away from the rest of the team, and then Vintage gets, charged by the Reinhardt. You don't see that every day from the Widowmaker, but they're now back ready to go in behind this Wrecking Ball, but he slams down, but there's no one else around him to put in any damage.
Yeah, and Jack's going to be going down here very early, and so is Camboyo. And that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be playing around this. And here's a huge hack. It's a 4-person hack, and here comes also the Barrage is able to get one. And Celeria is also going to be going down Purple as well, but Venture's going to get traded out from it. But it looks like they may be able to capture this point. Jack is back on and harassing this Zarya on the point. It's looking very, very good for them right now. They're just trying to stall to try to get their team back, but it's not working very well whatsoever. So Lyria's going to get close to it, and they're just going to back off.
When the EMP comes out like that, when it hits 5 members, it becomes so difficult for the team that is getting hit by the EMP to kind of bring that fight back, especially when you see some picks come through instantly thanks to that barrage. But it now allows Rakunyans to build up to kind of the rest of their ultimates, pretty much everything else online or about to be there.
Yeah, and that Diva Bomb is actually able to catch Rakuna. That's going to be an important pick because there's that pharmacy down if they want to use that res on it. Doesn't look like it, but here comes the coalescence from Raka. But the kills are going to be coming in the favor right now for the Citizens. And here's a Gravity able to catch Jack, and they're going to be melted. But the sound barrier is going to be popped, and Milo, Incipit, and Rakuna are going to be catching it from it. But that really keeps them just alive for a bit longer, but it really didn't do much to stabilize the point.
No, he would definitely prefer to have that one back, have it available going into this next fight, because this next one is going to be their last opportunity to get in here. Milo is still behind the enemy team. The EMP comes in. Can they get the kills?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge hack in that barrage. Is not able to find anything. Celeria is able to find Infernal. And Jack's going to trade out with Default. And Incipit's going to be going down. And Citizens, yet again, the kills are coming in for their favor. And SK needs to find some limbs right now, but it's not really working as Citizens have full control over this point. They're just being staggered. Now just trying to hold on, and they're able to secure the first point. It's 1-0 on Lijiang. Citizens have it.
And I'm not sure that wasn't just a little bit of miscommunication or mistiming there for the SK Rakunyans. They tried to push in off the back of that EMP, but didn't have the follow-up immediately thereafter. It fades without any kills coming through. A rare sight in Overwatch, and they can't capitalize on that crucial ultimate. And at the end of the day, that kind of spells disaster if you're running the Sombra. You need to be winning those EMP fights. You cannot afford to let those slip. So now they're going to change things up and opt into the 3-3 almost mirror. Rack Attack on the Ana versus Incipient on the Zenyatta.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to be played here. Citizens opting to go into the staired room. It looks like they're going to go with a little bit of a height advantage on this fight. Just going to try to crash down them. Rack Attack is able to find a really good kill there, and so is Celeria. And the kills have just been going in favor of them so far in this game. And they look like they're going to be able to take their first control of the point.
Certainly, and the mirror matchup, or the almost mirror as it's being played right now, should theoretically be in the favor of SK. The Zenyatta, probably the more powerful of the two healer picks, but Rack Attack, when he hits those big biotic grenades, it is a game changer, and it absolutely wins them that first fight as they take down 2 off the back of that anti-heal.
Absolutely, because with that kill, you're also able to get those the non-healing onto the other players as well, and that can just be huge for fights. And they're just taking, speaking of fights, they're taking the fight straight to them right now. Speaking of antis, there's a double anti right there. Vintage and Milo. Vintage is gonna go down, but Chico is able to get 2 off of it, and they're just rolling right now.
Yeah, we're at the moment. Citizens are just on fire at the moment. They've got this map in firm control, holding down this choke. Now they've got the grab and the shatter built up.
Yeah, and there's a nano drawing coming out. Celeria able to get some really good usage out of it. And there's some great usage from him. And Celeria, I agree with that nano right there, because they're just holding them right now. They're at 60% without SK touching the point whatsoever.
This is just dominant right now. They use the nano early. He gets a pin kill, kind of solo onto Milo, and then swings his way through the Graviton Surge, securing all the kills. Another biotic grenade from Rakutag buys them some time, and that shatter from Jack gets absolutely nothing. And now SK just getting cleared off the point there. They're not going to have a really good opportunity to take this fight. They're now trying to push through support ultimates on the other side. Salieri's got another nano boost, and he is just going to do all the damage necessary to clear them off the point.
Oh yeah, very much. And overtime is being taken down so far right now. And it's just such a stagger that it's insane. And Citizens are going to be able to take map 1 on Lijiang Tower over the SK Rakunyans here in the upper bracket. And let's see how that's going to be able to transfer over to the second map. Of course, you do have the pick and bans for the map and heroes. And also, speaking of heroes, you can vote for your hero of the game or your MVP of the game. I just want to slide that one in there, kind of. But you, of course, you got it.
We got that poll up on Twitch, and I can't wait to see the results right now. I have a feeling it might have been Salieri after one map, because that dude was on a roll. We got to see him take the play of the game there, thanks to some beautiful setup by his teammates. But so far, so good for Citizens. They are, in a commanding position after map 1. But now we get into the phase of the match with those picks and bans, like you talked about, which can really throw a wrench into things.
Oh yeah, very much so. Because of course, when you have your butter and your bread of a composition that you want to go for, especially when there's a map picked, then you're like, hey, we really want to say we really want to play a pirate ship on, I don't know, Junker Town, because we've practiced it so much and you don't really have another composition. If the team is able to see this and knows what you instantly go for, then they can just go ahead and ban the Oresa or the Bastion, just totally take that pirate ship out of it, and you are left with shambles of a composition because you don't know what to play at that point. And that's why you need to have these different compositions that you're really comfortable with. Of course, you want to have your favorite, but that's not always going to happen with these pick and bans that I really love that we have over here on the Watchers. And it's just going to be interesting to see what they're going to be able to go with these compositions.
Yeah, and if you are SK Rakunyans right now, you are in control of at least what hero gets banned when we go into map 2. So you now have the opportunity to change things up, to identify what wasn't working on the first map and what was working for Citizens, which was pretty much entirely that 3-3 composition in a couple different forms. So if you're SK, you now have a chance to ban something out that can shift that dynamic a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, we don't have another control point map coming up. Well, at least not in this map, because we just had Lijiang Tower and you do not play the same type of map back to back. So let's say we have an assault map next. You cannot play an assault map after that, but you can play a control point map after that. And it's going to be interesting to see what map is going to be banned and what map is going to be played here. And just take a wild guess coming from that Lijiang game. what map do you think is going to be picked from, or what map do you think is going to be banned from the Citizens?
It's really a hard thing to call. The map I've seen banned most often in this event so far has been Paris, actually. No teams really seem to want to play that map in particular, so that would not surprise me at all at this point in the match. I mean, teams seem kind of reluctant to pick up the newest map in the pool, so at least until they probably get a little bit more practiced on it and more comfortable with it.
Yeah, and just a quick thing while we're looking at the pick and bans for the maps, this is just a quick little thing. If you're thinking about joining the Watchers Brawl tournament, even if you're just a player or whatnot, if your team captain isn't there, just look over the rule sets, please. Just a little bit of what would you call that? Like a minute thing that I just really
that is what we call a pet peeve, my friend.
Yeah, pet peeve. Thank you. I was trying to think of the word, but yeah, it kind of gets under my skin a little bit. But please just look over the rule sets as a friendly reminder.
No one ever knows the map pool. It's fun. It's a reality of life in Tier 3 Overwatch where these guys have a lot of different events that they are playing in, and different rule sets. So and if you think about it, who these people are, not everybody is going to be reading through the entire rule book, even if it's not a huge document by any means. But I don't necessarily expect everyone to know the ins and outs, but it does cost us a little bit of time here as Citizens. We're trying to figure out what maps are even available for them to ban, and finally it comes through. They picked one that is in the map pool. Junkertown gone for the rest of this match. We will not be seeing that map.
Yeah, and that's been a map that I've seen quite a bit throughout this event in the past 2 months, actually. It's been a very, very popular choice, especially for a map 4 or a map 5, which it can come down to if it is 2-2 in maps by the end of this. We do go to a map 5, but it has been a really popular choice, and Hollywood will be selected next by the SK Rakunyans, as they have actually, the last time I saw them played really well on Hollywood. But it's going to be interesting to see how they are going to shape up against Citizens on it. And Citizens are going to be able to save a hero and their choice of map side first.
Certainly, and now the decision comes down to Citizens. What do you want to hold on to? What is kind of the most integral thing from your success so far? They're going to save the D.Va, which is very understandable if you are going to continue to try to run these 3-3 setups like they seemed to favor on Lijiang Tower. D.Va is a great pick.
Yeah, of course. And SK will be banning the Ana. And just a quick thing on the rules while we're talking about it a little bit. For the pick and bans, one hero will be saved. That means both teams can use that hero. So D.Va was saved in this scenario. D.Va is going to be saved for both teams. Both teams can use D.Va at any point in the game if they want to. But since Ana was banned by SK, that doesn't just mean Citizens can't use it. That means neither team can use the Ana at all, at least for this map.
Yeah, and it's an understandable pick. Ana was something that Citizens ran to great success. Rack Attack was doing really well with that hero on Control Center. I've seen a lot of teams in SK's situation where you go down on map 1 after losing in the kind of the 3-3 comps, ban out Lucio. I think that would have been another decent option, but it's going to be the Ana off the board, which I still think leaves Citizens in a pretty good spot. If you want to keep running the 3-3, it is still very much on the table.
Yeah, it definitely is a good possibility for them to run it. I mean, there's different variations of it. And it will be interesting to see what they are going to be going with. Of course, the Rakunyans will be starting off on offense. And do you think they might bring out a pharmacy?
I totally anticipate that. The Ana pick or the Ana ban in particular, is something that sets that up in my mind, and is still a possibility here. I'm not 100% sure that the lineup we see at the moment is exactly what we're gonna get long term. But like we mentioned, it is going to be the 3-3 out again for Citizens. This time with Rack Attack on the Moira from the start. They want to have the versatility, and I think they anticipate the Pharah on the other side.
Yeah, of course. And right now, I don't know if there's a composition they're going to be going with for the rest of this map or the rest of this side, but they don't have a pharmacy coming into this. Is the Rakunyans? They may just go ahead and try to scout, and then
I think Jack or Rakuna is going to make that swap. Someone got they're just going into Somber Goats. This is not a bad call here. They get the scouting from the Sombra, and even Infernal actually just gonna go straight into the normal matchup. They see the Moira on the other side. They know the Xin is gonna have the advantage there, so they're gonna play their kind of micro advantage.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be going with this. It looks like they're just going to dive in. There's going to be a little bit of a nice fire strike coming in there from Saleri to push them out, and they're just going to go dive onto this point. And the Rakunyans are going to go dive from the top of the building down, possibly just playing a little bit of mind games real quick with it, and may split actually between the two corridors, but it doesn't look like they will be going for that. That D.Va is going to be caught down there, but they're very, very nice. Little run there from Jack, but he's nearly going to go down, but he's not going to be able to go down yet. There's going to be a trade between supports there, and Jack's actually finally going to go down, and this fight's going very well on the side of Citizens right now. They do have the fight advantage.
It's a 3-on-3 on the point, though, but that grab is probably going to be enough. Can they burn through the rally, though? They take down Rakuna and clean it up there. That was a close one, and SK still kind of trying to fight this one out.
Yeah, that Graviton Surge was really what did it in, because that rally, I think they were really thinking about pushing back into it, and then trying to stagger, and then trying to wait for their teammates a little bit with it, not trying to play too aggressive. But since that Grav came in, they were just able to cleave through it and kill him with it.
Yeah, Default, the big hero there, builds up his first grab so quickly and is now already up to 50% again. Almost lapping Vintage in terms of that ultimate charge right now.
Almost, and that is one ultimate that you do not want to get lapped by. And here comes a rally on side of Chico. And then also there's going to be that Transcendence going to be popped over on the side of Intimate, and there's going to be that Ursa is not able to catch anything out of it, and there's a Soundbar is going to be popped up for Camboyo. See when he's going to be able to use it here, and there's the kills coming in right now. Citizens are up. Jack and Rakuna and Incipin are down for them, and that's just going to be a nice clean fight win for the Citizens.
And, something I've seen in both of these two team fights is that so far, Citizens are using this high ground really well. Default is up there laying in tons of damage, whereas the last fight, the high ground was firmly in favor of SK, but they did absolutely nothing with it. Now they might get hit by this sneaky shatter. Oh, the patience is unreal!
Oh, you gotta love trigger discipline, and that's one great example of it. Salir is able to get a double out of it, and here comes the Graviton Surge coming out from both sides. And see how it's going to be used here. Purple is going to be demeched here, and that's going to be quite annoying for him, but Rack Attack. What a triple kill from him, the Zenyatta. Able to get up in the kill feed. He says, I want some kills, and he's able to get it.
And we are now 60 seconds from a full hold here, and SK have not really shown any signs of life so far. They were in a back and forth first team fight, but have just been getting blown out of the water since then. They've got to find an answer coming in with Rakuna's rally.
Especially with that rally, and they're going to be popping it here. Try to go with it. And here comes a double D.Va bomb, but simultaneously, neither of them are able to find anything, but Default and Rack Attack are able to find it on their own. Chico's going to be traded out from it. Purple is able to get Vintage, and another good fight win from the Citizens, only losing one here. And just a chase down by Purple is going to be ending it here, and 15 seconds left. This has been a non-existent, really, map for Rakunyans so far. They're going to practically need a perfect defense like the Citizens have put up so far.
And I am skeptical that anyone's even going to make it to the payload. Jack is going to get in there for the touch on the
milliseconds.
Barely makes it, but now they're caught up in the Graviton Surge, the charge from Salieri. and this was a desperate attempt at best, and it's not going to yield any results.
Not at all.
Milo's still on the point.
Was he just hiding there?
Yes, he was just sitting behind the cart. No one noticed him for quite a while there, but eventually they realized overtime should have been gone by now, and they turn around to deal with the pesky Lucio. And that is 0% on the board for SK. They get completely blanked here on their map pick.
That, like you just said, that's an important part of it, is their map pick. When you have, this should be their comfortable map, and this is one that you would expect them to win on. That has not been the case so far. Getting, like you said, 0% on their attack, with multiple chances of attack or multiple fights, and only the first one was really competitive, and the other ones were just, they tried to throw in some ultimates, and that rally came in, but nothing really came from it. And
yeah, they almost had something going in that fight. They got an early pick onto Chico, who pushed up a little bit ahead of his team, and they had a 6v5 opportunity there, but Salieri came through with a massive earth shatter. Set up a diva bomb from his team to didn't actually get the final blows with the self-destruct, but did a massive amount of damage to all the attackers who were lying on the ground, and really made sure that they had no chance. And it was just a dominant display from Citizens so far.
Definitely, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be going with this on this attack. Are they? I presume they might just try to steamroll us to try to get it over. They do have 4 minutes to get only the first tick.
They're playing 6 DPS.
Oh, heavens.
They're just
oh my god!
Oh no!
Salieri!
That's just rude.
Oh my god, someone scanned his computer for an aim hack.
That was brutal.
Rack attack as well.
And now Salieri's on the flank. He's getting, brought down by Vintage and Rakuna, who eventually kind of repel this ultimately ill-fated DPS push, but it's still ongoing as Rack Attack trying to get in around the back alongside Purple. It's chaotic. They don't have any healing, and they will eventually go down.
There's just one thing. Can someone clip that if you don't mind?
That was just beautiful to see right there. It doesn't amount to anything for the side of Citizens, but they stick with it for the time being. Purple now going over to the Roadhog, and it's already netted them a pick. They take down Jack.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to go in with this. Default also able to get Incipient. Chico's going to be going down with it from Infernal. This fight should possibly be over, but this Molten Core is going to be popped, see if they can get that, and they are. And Hollywood is nearly going to be going.
Jack is on the point. He can't do anything about it.
Hollywood is going to go to Citizens. They are up 2-0 if you watch soccer, or 2-0 to the rest of the world. If you don't live in Europe, I still love you. But it'll be 2-0 to the Citizens right now. And of course, Chico hates Widow, because everyone does. And, unless you're a Widow main. But what a map from them, able to have a 0% defense, which I have actually not seen in the Watcher so far, especially against Rakunyans. That is no small feat. And to especially go up 2-0 against them, and this is something that I've seen consistently from the Rakunyans, is like one of my only knocks from them that I've seen over the course of commentating them. Once they do lose a map, they don't really have that comeback in them. The maps I've seen them lose in the series I've seen them lose have been 0-3s, and it doesn't really look that good for them. But let's see if maybe they can prove me wrong on this. But that was just a dominant performance from the Citizens.
Yeah, they're just firmly in the driver's seat right now, completely in control. That one was never in doubt. Despite the cheese that Citizens brought out on their attack round, they still comfortably, get the take there on Hollywood and secure themselves match point here and a chance to punch their ticket into the quarterfinals of this event.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing, being able to go to the quarterfinals, because even if you go to the quarters and you lose and you go down to the lower bracket, that's still such easier path than going from this part of the bracket down to the lower bracket, because then that's more matches you have to play. But it will be interesting to see how they're going with this. And Oasis will be selected here. As you did say before, Paris is a not so friendly map to most people. They do not like to play that map so far, especially in these tournaments. But Oasis will be picked, and I'm wondering what hero is going to be saved here.
I would, if I were Citizens, I would be saving Lucio. This is, I mean, it's such a crucial hero for control maps, especially if you want to play the 3-3. No, they're just having fun. They're just having fun at this point. I honestly feel like they're kind of playing with their food. They saved Torbjorn because
on Oasis.
I feel like Citizens don't really think they need to try super hard here. Like I feel like they are getting incredibly confident after those first two maps, and I can't really blame them. D.Va gonna be banned out this time on the other side, so maybe that makes an impact.
Maybe, and it will be interesting to see how they're gonna be playing this out. Of course, this could be the last map, and of course we have this MVP poll that you can go for on twitch.tv. And you can go ahead and vote for it. You may want to save it after this game. I don't know if you want to or not. But who is... I want to nitpick your brain real fast. Who do you think deserves the MVP so far?
Yeah, how do you even make a decision like that when every member of Citizens is just popping off? But
Can you just vote for their entire team?
These two maps have just been a masterclass from this team, so it is going to be incredibly difficult to try to pick something like that. And you know, the Torbjorn was saved for a reason, maybe just so Infernal could throw himself off the edge there. But yeah, if I had to pick one person on the side of Citizens, I'm gonna go with Rack Attack. I think he's shown some really good flexibility on the supports, going around from Zen to Ana to Moira to fit whatever his team has needed. And I really value that kind of flexibility, that willingness to swap around a little bit to adapt to what the enemy team is throwing at you. Now, how will SK adapt to the beatdown that they've received so far?
I don't know if it's a shellacking or a beating at this point, but...
It's all of the above.
Seriously. This is going to be interesting to see how they're going with this. They're not even choosing the Torbjorn, which is interesting, and my bet's on Citizens right now. I know we're not supposed to show favorites sometimes, but, you know, I got my pick on Citizens right now, depending on how they're going to be playing. Maybe they meme around and lose this map, but... kind of want to go ahead and try to get this over with right now, especially if you are Citizens, just trying to move on and go ahead and prepare for your next matchup. But it will be interesting to see here. So Larry and Default are going to be going here fairly fast, but Milo on that Mercy will be traded out as well before that. And Jack's going to be going down as well. It's going to be a 4-on-4, but Rack Attack's going to be going down here by Rakunya.
He's res back in immediately though, so still kind of an even fight at the moment with reinforcements coming in from
Chico.
both sides.
Nice shot there from Chico, and just a little bit of a widow battle, but nice shot there from Vintage to bring it back for them. And Citizens are going to be able to take first control at this point. Let's see how long it lasts though.
It doesn't look like it's going to be too long. It's just Salieri here really in purple, trying to stall things out for a little while. The Sombra just now comes out of cloaking, buying a few seconds. That's
nearly
all he
hacked
can hope for.
Yeah, just basically getting to 20% there. And it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to battle back from this if they are going to make any changes. Doesn't look... possibly Salieri is going to be going on to that Winston. And Chico's going to be going on to that Genji. And Kamboya is on that Lucio as well. See what they're going to be going for with it.
Yeah, it's still a triple DPS setup, but now they've got a little bit more individual, target focus. They've got 2 healers on their side, but they lose Salieri. Vintage takes down Chico with the headshot, and that is going to be Citizens on the run for right now.
Yeah, for right now. And I really want to see them just give it their all on this one. But
They're doing it.
Yeah.
They do lose Incipient there, so they're going to be short-handed when this next fight really kicks off. Soldier will be back fairly quickly, so not a terrible thing, especially when you look at their loaded ultimate bank.
Yeah. And Vintage is able to get a nice shot there on the default, who's playing that Tracer. Of course, you know how difficult it is sometimes to get those shots onto the Tracer, especially playing Widowmaker. But the barrage is going to be up here for Rakuna. And everything's going to be up for SK Rakunyans. As they have all 6 ultimates.
That's brilliant. They are in a great spot to take the lead here on Oasis. They can set up on this high ground. Vintage still taking pot shots as Citizens try to approach the point. Now they got Infrasight. They know exactly what's coming, and they've got the tools to deal with it.
Oh yeah, and it's very scary. Infrasight, and there's going to be a triple EMP hack going to be coming out here. And they're going to be diving over here near the corridor. Oh, there's someone needs to jump on the point, and they will. And here's a barrage. Jack is able to catch one. Default's able to catch one with that pulse bomb, and Jack's able to go down, and so is Rakuna. And this fight's looking very good for Citizens right now. Chico is going to be going down as well, though, but Rakuna's going to be revived, and Vintage is going to go down as well. Citizens, yet again, still looking very, very good on this. And Rakuna is going to be going down over back to the respawn area, and the Citizens are going to be able to take back this point. 99-25 in the favor of the SK Rakunyans, but the Citizens do have the point unlocked for them.
And they, Rakunyans just didn't get any value really out of their ultimates. The EMP and the mines came through. Yes, got 1 kill on the Salieri, but the barrage, the tac visor, the Valkyrie, all amount to nothing in that team fight. They get repelled, but Vintage answers back, takes down Purple early on here, and they've got the 6v5 they're looking for.
Yeah, of course, and Chico is able to get Rakuna here, but he's going to get traded out instantly by Incipient. And Default's able to get Milo, which is a huge kill onto that Mercy, and they're at 60% for this point. And Coalescence, that Sound Barrier, and Pulse Bar are going to be up for them, but they are using that Primal Rage and that Dragon Blade in that fight, and they're not going to be having that.
And now look, Rakunyans making last-second swaps here.
Oh.
They're going to have just this EMP. That is the only thing they have online going into this next fight. They are going to have to pull a miracle out here for the best EMP ever, but Purple's got one of his own. The bomb somehow doesn't kill Incipient there.
And there's a huge EMP from Citizens, and they are just... Yeah, this is not looking good at all.
The
Somebody's gonna be popped
EMP
as well. Mr. Clean, where are you at? Because the Citizens just wiped them out.
Just off the face of the map. Infernal doesn't even get to use his EMP. Gets hacked up by Purple with his ultimate before he even has a chance to get it off. It's all 6 members of SK. And what was once such a promising start for them here on Oasis, it has disappeared in the blink of an eye, and they are on the verge of dropping down to the lower bracket.
Yeah, they definitely are on that verge. And what changes do you think need to happen from the Rakunyans right now to battle back in this?
It's hard to say because everything just seemed to fall apart as that map went on. I mean, Vintage was kind of the key to their success on the Widowmaker. He's going to be going back to that pick as we head over to Gardens. But now we're on kind of friendlier territory for the Citizens in my mind. They get to run out with the this 3-2-1 setup. Purple gets the hook onto Incipient. They did not see that coming.
Yeah, Purple's able to get another one, so is Salieri. He's able to chip in on it. And they're just pushing him back all the way to their spawn. And of course, they do have a little bit of fight on the point, but that's going to be taken care of very quickly there as Milo's dispatched of, and they're going to be able to take first control of the point. And they do need to hold this.
This is such a brilliant response from the side of Citizens to what they expect out of the side of SK. They break out the Roadhog, the hooks onto the DPS, basically a sure kill. Hooks onto Jack, one of the best ways to shut down that Wrecking Ball. They just ignore Rakuna. They don't worry about the Pharah at all and just dominate the rest of the fight.
Yeah, of course, and Venage does have that wall hack. He's using it right now and able to get a nice headshot there onto Purple, but he's not able to capitalize on it again. There's going to be trades coming out yet again from both supports, and Chico and Cambio are going to be going down, and so is Purple. And Rakunyans able to fight back with it.
Well, this time, Citizens just get a little too spread out. They wanted to bunker down in that little room, but allowed themselves to get picked off at range. Default went down super early on his own, and then Vintage finally had the room to work with that he needs to find these headshots. And now he's set up on the high ground, making it very difficult for Citizens to push in.
Yeah, of course, and Milo popping that Valkyrie, and he is getting very low, and EMP coming out from both sides, and there's going to be barrage from Raccoon. He's able to get two there. Purple and Chico are going to be going down. Camboya's going to get traded up from it as well. Raccoon is going to be going down with him, but Vintage is going to be going down, and it's going to be a huge fight going to be coming here. It's 2-on-2 on the point, and she's going to be able to get the best of it. Intipid's going to be going down by Salieri, and they're going to be able to take this point back as the Citizens. And 50% for them. Salieri's able to get Jack there with that fire strike. And the rally is up for Chico, and so is the Earth Shatter for Salieri.
Yeah, Milo going down in that last fight was the turning point. He got hooked in, almost escaped with his life thanks to the Valkyrie, but Purple hunts him down with that whole hog from long range. Now Citizens once again in control here on Gardens. Jack
What a
nano.
Oh, Purple, what a hook there onto Acuna. And Milo's not barely able to get the res off, but Citizens absolutely reject this push.
And this is basically going to be it. Infernal is going to be in the area to maybe try to get a touch onto the point there. They will trigger overtime, but this is their last ditch effort.
If they even get that effort, they will be getting that effort here, and let's see if they can do it. And here comes that Coalescence from Rack Attack, and here comes also that sound barrier from Citizens, and let's see if they're going to be able to get it from it. Milo's getting so low, and he's going to be going down here. That's going to be a huge kill, and Vincent and Infernal also going to be going down here, and there's a huge fight advantage for the Citizens to try to close out this series, and it looks like they are. Citizens 3-0 Rakunyans.
And that might have been the single most dominant series I've seen here at the Watchers Brawl. That was not even close from start to finish. Citizens just in complete control of where this series was headed. They were so above and beyond what they needed in this matchup, and just come away with a really impressive showing as now they make their way into the quarterfinals. They will be going up against Team Nevermore in just a few days' time.
Yeah, of course, me and you, Shy Guy, do have connections in Nevermore, and it's going to be exciting to see them play, especially the way that these teams played today.
Oh, I cannot wait for that one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the cast for that matchup, and after seeing both of these teams kind of breeze through the tournament up to this point, I cannot wait.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, the MVP poll is still up if you want to get your last votes in for that one, for your favorite player of the match, favorite player to watch, most exciting, or just had the best overall play, or just for the lulz, you want to vote for someone random, just go for that. But it looks like we may be having no post interview today. just very interesting.
All right. Well, there's not a whole lot to say after a match like that. It is, incredibly, one-sided for the side of Citizens as they come away. But SK, of course, not out of it just yet. They will be dropping down into the lower bracket, where I believe their next matchup pits them against the Honey Badgers as they try to fight their way back, come back into this tournament and give themselves a shot. They're not done by any means, but they got to go back to the lab. They got to figure out what went wrong here today, and then try to make something happen in the lower bracket.
Yeah, of course, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they're going with this. And like I said before, Citizens going against a Nevermore. Nevermore just came off of a 3-0 series victory against Magna Ignis. Hope I said that right. And they're going to be going in round 3 to see who's going to the semifinals of this tournament. And, I mean, what really can you say about this game other than total domination from Citizens? And it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to go, how far they're going to go with this. I mean, their solo individual play was absolutely effortless, basically, at this point. The one thing I will say is Chico did have some times where he did go a little bit more aggressive than his team wanted to, and they did kind of get caught off guard. But it will be interesting to see how they're going with it.
For sure. And this Citizens team looked incredibly polished all night. They were really on point with their 3-3 play in particular, but even there on Oasis showed us some different looks, which is what I really like to see in a map where, or in a tournament where the hero bands can make such a big difference.
Of course, those hero bands are absolutely crucial for it. And if you're not able to get those bands correct, then you're kind of just left there wondering what's going to happen and what you're going to be able to scrap with. Because the bands on, or like we saw, the Save on Torbjorn, they didn't really have a comp really planned for this very much at all. They were just like, let's go for a 6 DPS. Or whatever, let's go for all 6 healer at some point. I'm sure someone said that in their comms. But I mean, your pick and bans are really crucial because whoever gets banned, or you want to save the most crucial hero in your composition. Of course, each hero has their own abilities and their own part of the composition that they throw into the soup, as I like to call it. There's multiple components of it that make it absolutely great. And speaking of components that make stuff great, how about Infernal for your MVP of the match? Of course, having an excellent series going for him, and congratulations to you on the MVP of this game. And if I believe not, or if you have anything else to say, Shai, do you have anything else to say?
No, just thank you all for joining us at home. It was a pleasure bringing you these games, and be sure to tune back in over the next few days. We'll be back tomorrow night with some of the lower bracket action, as these teams try to make their way back, up the ladder, climb their way back into this tournament, and I'm excited to see what we have in store for everyone in the next few days, especially.
Yeah, of course. And we have up in the booth today, we of course have our great producer and Refused. If it wasn't for Refused, we would not have any of this. Probably be nothing. It would be dust, basically Spider-Man. Spoilers. Anyways, so huge thank you to him for bringing the Watchers Brawl all to us to be able to see with these great teams and able to get their names out there onto twitch.tv. And of course, just to plug myself here a little bit, and Shy Guy, you can do it yours actor if you want, but you can go ahead. My name's Aries, and you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Aries_Thompson, ARES, no, not the sign. But yeah, you can go ahead and follow me on there if you ever want to catch any more of me. And Shy Guy, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can find me on twitter.com/ShyGuyOW. That is good enough for where you can find anything important that I am working on keep up with everything that I'm up to. And as always, we appreciate you, the viewer, for joining us here tonight. It's been a pleasure bringing you some more Watchers Overwatch Brawl action. And we'll be back soon with more of it. But for now, have a wonderful night, everybody.
Au revoir.